quiet dawn, nature awakes slowly. A fowl is calmly gliding through the clouds, welcoming a new day with heavenly sounds. Not far away, beyond the ridge, the water creatures are splashing near the beach. The soil of the land is moist, covered with lush vegetation. Beneath the cooling shadows begins another process of creation. Then, in the rich soil of the land, in the pile of an organic compound, a single-celled organism had sprung up all around. And like their brothers far beyond the shores, they, too, were granted the evolution's chores. On dry land, everything was in abundance. There was no need to struggle for life. The land creatures began to multiply and thrive. They were performing their unique tasks in life. The principles of existence and evolving reality have dictated to the living beings their physical variety. Some were as tall as high trees, others crept under the dry leaves. Some walked on 4 while others ran on 2, but they all knew what they were destined to do. They all were potent and important. The evolutionary chain of reaction had dressed and adorned them with skins, scales, armor, and feathers, and linked them all together. Each one of them was precious. Each one was given its own space and place, and they all fulfilled their purpose with intelligence and grace. Meanwhile, the creative thought continued its unstoppable race. Finally, the Maker began to contemplate a creature with the human character and face and said, "From male and female its body should be comprised, yet when divided, their souls and physics will be polarized. And let this creature be linked to our thoughts and imagination, and will bless them with the power of invention." So at the right time, and out of a complex mixture of dust and dirt, Adam was brought up from the Mother Earth. Male and female in one body was the first human at birth. Innocent grew the child. It roamed free among the creatures of the wild. And though as equal among equals he felt with them, yet the future of Adam was to lead them. Therefore, based on its unique quality of humanity, Adam had been granted the power of authority, yet not the authority of a tyrant or despot, but of a wise leader and a caring shepherd, who would graciously and justly manage, maintain, and protect all the creatures of the planet Earth and the dust of the land from which Adam was assembled and made. So Adam took an important position and began to work. Yet the task was not easy for one pair of hands. The first human needed additional help. It began to search, ask, and pray, and behold, the wish came true with no delay. Adam had asked for a helping hand and received a real friend. It was the flesh and bone from the kind of its own. Finally, they were he and she, man and woman, and they carried on, living off their tiny garden home. They worked together, shoulder to shoulder. They dug, planted, watered, and pruned, and in return they received their food. So when hungry, the fruits and vegetables of nature, the man and woman ate. That is what the ancient instructions clearly state. Also, these same instructions say and declare that the green parts of the plants are for all other creatures to eat and share. No doubt, all this arrangement was unique and good. There was no need to hunt for food, and the man and woman were delighted in their little blossoming garden neighborhood. Yet, all that was before they took a bite from the forbidden fruit, a mistake for which they were sent away, to search for a better way, and to learn to praise and pray. Their life became hard. They struggled for survival. Still, they were never sick or ill. Yet again, it was long before they have learned how to destroy and kill, which of course was not the original deal, and for that they've received their mortal bill. Yet time does not wait, it continues to fly. The man and the woman began to multiply. Also, other forms of life have continued to expand throughout the oceans and expanses of the land. The dark shadows of the evening had covered the green earth, yet soon after, they were replaced by a refreshing morning, the sight of rebirth, the blossom of a richly colored blend, a symphony directed by the Maker's divine hand. Therefore, the creative thought declared the challenging but successful completion of the sixth dimension mission.